On September the 20th, 2023, the real estate conference landscape changed forever. And it changed for the better. And the reason why is because BAM put on their first in-person event in Naples, Florida called BAM Camp. Now, I was lucky enough to be at the event and I had an opportunity to get on stage and speak at the event. And I'm excited in today's video to share with you what I learned at BAM Camp. Now, if you're wondering to yourself, well, what was BAM Camp? I have to ask you, well, what rock have you been living under? This was the first in-person event put on by BAM, and it's the first of many. This is just the beginning. They're going to continue to grow. And I've been to a lot of real estate conferences throughout my decade in this business, but this one was different. It felt special. I took away a ton of tactical advice and got to meet a lot of people that I knew virtually and finally got to meet them in person. My name is Tom Storey. I'm a creator here at BAM. And if you've been enjoying these continuing education videos, let me know by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It really would mean a lot. All right, now I'm not going to recap the entire day. In fact, Eric has already done that with an awesome article on BAM. I would highly recommend you go read through that to see exactly what happened through the entire day. I'm just going to give you kind of my key takeaways. So the day started with Matt Lionetti doing the opening keynote. Now, I know Matt pretty well. We sell in the same market here in Toronto, and we've spoken at the same events before as well. So I've seen him speak a few times. But what I always take away when I see Matt speak is that the moment that he stopped being the person that he thought he was supposed to be and just said screw it and was himself, that's when his career took off. And Matt's been very transparent about the fact that he had 1 foot out the door, maybe 1.5 feet out the door of this industry until he posted that first video that everybody told him not to post. And now all of you watching this video or a part of the BAMX community, you know who Matt is because he's himself. And at the beginning, it turned into notoriety and more views and building a following. And then it turned into partnerships and taking on big listings. And he talked about the fact that he's representing a $14 million listing right now. And it started from those funny videos, but he's adapted over time the type of content he's putting out there. So what I took away from Matt is like the moment in time that you just focus on just being yourself, that's typically when your career will start to take off. And then fast forwarding to the end of the day, Taya DiCarlo did the wrap-up keynote. She ended the day with an awesome, powerful session on very similar kind of thought process to what Matt was talking about. It's like, just screw it, guys. Go do your thing. Put yourself out there. Make sure enough people know who you are. And the big thing with both of them, and Taya really said this, is like a good chunk of her business, I think it was like over 50%, comes from agent to agent referrals. And that is a segment, right, of our lead generation pillars I think a lot of real estate agents don't focus on enough. So if you're saying to yourself, well, some of these people that make videos, they get all these views, but does it actually turn into business? Yeah, it does turn into business. Not only does it turn into business, but guess who else is watching? Other real estate agents from all across the country. And when they have someone coming to your market, who do you think they're going to think of? All right, so that was the beginning and then the end, but there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened in the middle. So here's a few other things I wanted to touch on. Byron was asked a question, and I thought him, Tom, and Lisa did a great Knowledge Brokers podcast live, but he was asked basically like, as a team leader, how are you keeping your team motivated right now? And I thought his response was great. You don't want to just be optimistic for the sake of being optimistic and being blindly optimistic. You want to be realistically optimistic. Your team members, your brokerage, whatever level of your career you're at, they need to know what's going on in the market. And the fact is, you're going to have to work harder to get anywhere near the results you were getting in the past 2 years. So being optimistic about controlling what you can control and ethically helping people when they need your help, but not being completely blindly optimistic. Tessa and Ramon, who also put out awesome videos on this channel. If you haven't checked out their videos, make sure to take a look at them. They did a full segment on investing in real estate and what they look for and gave a few different scenarios. Now, I'm not going to give everything away because you had to be at the event to see it. But what I took away from this is something that I've thought about previously. Now, I've invested in real estate. I've got a few properties. And I had heard someone say at a conference once that they've been to a lot of real estate agents' funerals, but never a retirement party. And I remember hearing that as like a 25-year-old at the time and being like, oh my gosh. So I want to get myself to a point in my career. And this is really what they were talking about for everybody in the room. No one knows the market like you know the market, right? You should be investing in the asset that you understand because you do this every single day. You're helping buyers and sellers every single day. You should be investing in the market also because it will get to a point that these properties are paid down. And all the money coming in every single month is paying for your lifestyle, right? We don't have pensions in the real estate industry. Those investment properties for me personally are going to be my retirement. I thought Tessa and Ramon had an awesome session on that. My next takeaway is from Bobby, the editing master himself, talking about AI tools for editing. Now, I still personally edit some of my own videos, which I know I probably shouldn't, but these are probably going to save me about 85% of the time now. And the number one that I took away from Bobby's segment was Gling.ai, Gling.ai. Basically, you put your video in there, your unedited video. Remember, always film in one long take. Never stop recording, because then you're going to take that file, you're going to put it into Gling. And what it's going to do is it's going to take away all your mistakes, or it's going to choose the version of what you said that they think it was better. You can go in and edit it after. It's going to take away all the silent space, and it's going to do about 85% of the job for you. And then you can go in and edit it like a text editor, and then it'll switch the video around before you export it to your final editing software, whether you're using Adobe or Final Cut. I think a lot of real estate agents just have this mindset of like, oh my God, I don't want to hire an editor. I have these ideas for content, but I can't put it out in time. I'm working, I'm showing properties. I don't have time to edit everything. Gling will save you 85% of that time. The real estate industry can be very lonely. If you're anything like me, you're experiencing that right now in your business. And it wasn't until I found a community that I really helped myself grow. So if you're looking to find a community where you can grow and actually, most importantly, sell more homes and build your brand, BAMX is the place to do it. Now, BAMX has the best live streams, has the best webinars, has the best community, has the best courses, got the best of everything in this industry. And you can get to be a part of it for a fraction of what it costs to be in other programs for legacy real estate companies. It's intentional that BAM costs less, and we're bringing more value to the table than everybody else, because we believe that legacy real estate media is broken, and we're here to fix it. So if you want to join the fun, you want to join the community, I've got a code for you. Code STOREY23, STOREY 23 will get you 10% off the annual subscription. Come join the fun, come hang out, come build a community of people that are looking to grow and expand their business, and most importantly, more than anything else, looking to sell more homes. I hope to see you on the inside. And my last takeaway came from Krys Benyamein. Now, Krys spoke just after lunch. In fact, he spoke just before me. And by the way, thank you to everyone involved at BAM for putting me on stage after the guy that climbed Mount Everest to talk about YouTube videos. That was a tough act to follow. But Krys talked about his journey climbing Mount Everest and what it kind of taught him about life and being grateful. And I just thought it was a super motivational talk. But for him, Everest was the peak, right? To get to the top. You've decided where you are in your real estate career. And sometimes even getting to the peak, or what you thought was the peak, isn't going to bring you the happiness that you thought it was going to. I've hit different levels of success in my career, and when I get there, it's kind of like, okay, this was the goal, but now do I just go higher? So having other things that, fulfill you, make you feel good, and being grateful, and having the opportunities, and being so lucky that we're in this industry. We live in North America. We have all these opportunities in front of us. I think that's just like a really powerful mindset moving forward. Also, a huge shout out to Derek Gregory for being a hilarious MC. I thought he did a really, really great job. Eric, Byron, Bobby, Jill, Vanessa, I'm sure I'm missing names. Everyone involved with BAM. For your first event, I thought you guys truthfully knocked it out of the park. It was awesome. I can't wait for the next one in 2024. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. My name is Tom Storey, and I'll see you next week.